Munye noma kunini noma ungangala kusenani Ngizomthola munye noma kunini noma ungangala kusenani.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Welcome to this show.
Thank you.
I don't know, given the circumstances of COVID-19, I guess we are going to conduct this session as we are. I don't know whether we agree or not. For audibility, should we continue as it is, or I don't know.
I don't know.
We will manage.
Can you hear each other?
I think we will manage.
Okay. No.
We'll manage.
Although, unfortunately, the people who, for the viewer's sake, those who have never seen you in many, many years, they may not have the opportunity to see who you are, but it's fine. Yeah, the purpose of this is for us to have a conversation, let me call it that way, with our Honorable Mr. Lethu Gumpo. And I want us to talk, I don't want us to call it an interview, but just to have a conversation as we always have a conversation. But let's start off by asking Mr. Gumpo, who is
thank you, Ronitra. Thank you. It comes from very far. Comes from
Far indeed.
far.
Very far.
Was born very far. Yeah. I mean, in terms of the time that we're living in now. Was born in 1946, which is a long time ago. You can see that very old man. But to cut the long story short, anyway, I was born in Nkai. Yeah, it's on the northern part of Kwablawa. That's where I come from. And in that other country, Zimbabwe, right? I did grow up as a boy, like all other boys, hating gods, kekle, you can name it, until such a time when I left for secondary.
Maybe before we get there, which year was it?
Oh.
Birth.
Oh, now you're serious.
Yes.
Yes, of course. You can't tell us about 1946.
Right, no,
What do you mean when you say now I'm serious?
Okay.
I was not serious earlier.
Many times we are jokers. 7? 1st of May, yeah.
1st of May.
1st of May. So my date of birth is not known because the day I was born, everyone is on holiday. So
Oh, on a worker's.
be busy about this and that because it's a holiday.
Can you tell us about your parents, your father? Let's start with your father. Who was he? What kind of a personality was he?
Oh, my father was a wonderful man indeed. By profession, and he became my mentor indeed because I was born in 1930. Yeah. And the one who influenced me otherwise to be in this profession because I was an overall man. I was not supposed to be a chop man and sit down and do things like this. But anyway, my father influenced me, otherwise I became a teacher. And my mother was also a wonderful lady. I loved her. Yeah, she was also born 3 years after my father, 1933. So, and those two now are no more, they passed away. So, yeah, that was my family.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to know more about them, in what way.
What do you mean when you say in what way?
I mean, are you satisfied about them?
You can tell us more about, you know, the kind of people, you know, the qualities, kindness, gentleness, were they rough, were they hard, were they sweet, you know, both of them.
No, they were very sweet. My father, as I've told you already, was a loved man. He loved books. Yeah, he loved books. He even reminded me when he was very old. Another young man came and found him reading. He said, old men are reading books. Old men. And my father said, what? Old men, me. I mean, look old, but very young in books. He loved reading.
They loved reading.
I loved reading.
Okay.
And then my mother was very sociable. At home, the oldest people. I don't remember any time whereby there was no one at home, just visitors coming. And no, it was a lovely home. I think I wish I could have just got some of those characteristics. I wish I could, but no, we're different. But I love.
And then where did you start your primary school?
I started my primary school in Diploma Primary School in Gai. And I did grade 1 up to grade 7. Then I shifted from there.
Going to the high school?
Going to high school, which is St. Columbus in Bulawayo, Bulawayo. Right. That's where I did my high school. Then I shifted again to another high school, Notley High, where I did my advanced level. You see, education system was like to grade 7, Form 1 to Form 4, that is you are certificated, and then you can do anything. Then advanced level now will be sort of specializing, whereby now looking to going to university. That was the university. You go for advanced level, you go straight. But otherwise you can go to university after college from Form 4 and other stuff.
After your advanced level, did you then go to any university or you went to a teacher's college?
Yeah, after advanced level, I did not go to university straight. Yeah, I went to simple. It's because I did not meet the criteria of going to university straight by
The requirements.
The
By then.
requirements, yes. There are many factors there that contributed to that, and I end up.
Which teacher's college?
Belvedere Technical Teachers College.
Okay.
Like I said, on me, I was sort of like an overall man. I wanted to go and.
From the technical college, you then went to the university.
Continuing about it, yeah. First of all, I went to practice my teaching for some time. Then I had to go back to university. Okay, I finished my that is 2001, Solus University in Bulawayo. I actually, those sort of on the outskirts of Blawayo, about 50 km from Blawayo, that is also university.
Okay. Okay. What was it? What was the name of the institution which you worked for? The first one, the first institution that you worked for. Do you still remember?
Yeah, I was teaching. Yes. From the university, then I had to go to.
Maybe I should ask, what are your great memories, you know, that you carry along to this very day? You know, looking back at your early days of your career.
In terms of what exactly
In terms of working, friends, you know, the children, you know, you know, the working at an early age, you know, the excitement when you have money, when you're a youngster. Sometimes you blow the money. You know?
He blew it.
he blew it all.
I remember buying a pair of trousers. only one pair of trousers.
Mr. Gumpo.
And just a shirt for the whole year. The whole educator.
right? By then I was a ragamuffin. If you want to put it right, I was a ragamuffin. Yeah.
Was that in the early years?
The early years of my career, I was drinking too much. Yeah, I was drinking too much to the extent that my concentration was on I loved my beer, but not forgetting my duty.
Calabash.
Oh, you never forgot your
not my responsibilities.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Don't forget about the calabash. You're talking about the beer.
But you loved your beer.
I loved my beer, and not calabash per se as such. Any beer that will make your head go around.
But maybe, did you have a specific favorite?
If I come to master, that year of a pair of trousers in the shed, I was drinking Castle.
Castle lager.
Castle lager. Yeah, that is that. And in terms of these other beers was Viceroy, very smooth. Viceroy. I remember Viceroy.
Yeah, that's brandy.
Yes, very smooth and non-smelling. Yeah. Hey, there are many things there, man. There are many things. I can't remember some of them, but if I can try to talk about all of them, there'll be no time here.
Oh, there are too many.
There are too many and too complicated.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a ragamuffin.
Okay, Honorable Mr. Gumpo, being an interesting and colorful or flamboyant personality that you are, I think it is very important that we know much about your youth. As a youth there, that is where most of these things are begin from. I'm very interested in knowing what really inspired you to be the man that you are, or who inspired you, and your ambitions by then, your ambitions as a growing up person, as a growing up youth, young man, what you wanted to be, what made you feel like I want to crave that future. Who motivated you? Who inspired you? What were your ambitions as a youth, as a young man?
That will take us back again. When I was
That's right. Yeah.
when I was very young, and you know,
In brief.
yeah, I grew up in the rural areas in Kaibe. We do a lot of cake at home. After my grandfather left, my father really a head of cattle. And so when you grew up there, we were working hard in the fields, plowing and stuff like that. But I never had the chance myself to hold the plow because I wish I could do that, but then my father loved it, my brothers loved it. So then I had no choice but to work with my mother in hoeing.
All right.
Then I loved that one, and because I loved the plants. So, and whilst I was working with my mother, then that's when I was discussing about what I would like to do. Then I said, no, this life of farming, I don't want to be home myself. I want to do a white collar job. That's what I called it right there.
Right.
So I decided, no, I want to stay at home. And I think that one motivated me even to work even harder at school, that I don't want to be at home.
Those were in the early 80s or late 70s?
Those were the early 70s, 80s, yeah, 80s when I was in primary.
All right.
And that's what I decided. But of course, the job that I wanted to do, actually, I was very technical. I wanted to be like electrician or whatever. And I never thought of being a teacher, no.
But sorry, dear, do you regret to be who you are?
No, I think my father was very wise because I took some forms to be signed by my father to become a policeman.
Master is laughing.
And my father, when I came home there with those forms to be a policeman, he asked me, we want to be a policeman. And it was written there, even that I will arrest them if they are out of the way, because
The very parents.
the law is law, the very parents. And I said, yes. Then he said, why don't you be a policeman? I said, no, I hate crime. And then my father told me that if you hate crime, I think the best job for you is to be a teacher and teach them while they are young, than to try to correct them when they are old. Because you are the one who's going to die before you correct them.
Yeah,
That changed things there.
it's interesting.
And my very application that I was carrying, I took it back to Blair, I put it under the pillow, I slept, I dreamt, I never returned it to the police station for submission to become a policeman until I became a teacher.
So the 10 about.
Yeah.
So in other words, you're saying you have no regrets.
No, I have no regrets. I love it, and I love being a teacher.
You enjoy
I
it.
enjoy it. I love children. I love teaching again because I love it.
But basically, you're saying that so now the inspiration came from your mother when you were working with her in the fields, plowing and so forth, and also the hardships that you faced in the life of subsistence farming made you to aspire to have a white collar job.
Yes,
Basically, that is it.
exactly.
And motivationally and inspiration-wise, it came from your father and brothers. Always had the privilege of driving the plow, which you also wished to drive as well. You know, like all youngsters, they like playing. You thought it was a big toy, yeah?
Yeah. It was a
Right.
big toy.
And
Like walking in front of the oxen all the time.
Scary, I understand.
Pulling
that,
some those to fence, what do you call them anyway? You cut trees down,
all right.
put them together, pull them and go and fence the field. I hated that one with my heart,
With a passion.
with a passion. I said, this is not work, this one.
Okay.
I hated it, but yeah, then
Anyway, you moved away from your childhood. You've now been a teenager, and maybe unto adolescence or secondary school, high school. There, it's an interesting period. That's why just before college, just before university, that is also a very, very hectic period. A lot of things happen. That is when the real Mr. Gumpo that you are seeing was shaped. What was happening? Just anecdotes. A few interesting anecdotes here and there. Was it in the raw areas or in the city of Kings, Kabulawayo, Makokova, wherever it was? All those few instances that happened that you still remember which way decorating your youth and your adolescence. Mr. Gumpo, tell us, please.
Okay. No, I was in the City of Kings, Wabulawa,
Kabulawa,
Yeah.
Yamagumen.
St. Columbus High.
Yeah, right.
That was
Okay.
a very powerful school by then,
Oh, okay.
and I'm sure it is even now.
All right.
Yeah. There I enjoyed. The teachers were very hardworking.
Mhm.
I remember the likes of Mr. Chikuta in science. I loved the science. And in mathematics, we were very unfortunate indeed because I think Form 1, there was one teacher and he went. Form 2, another teacher and he went.
Mhm.
And then Form 3, then came Mr. Kule. Yeah, that one had to stay for some time. Now, the unfortunate part is that I had passion. I was a mathematician from childhood.
All right. All right.
So those peers,
Interesting.
they disturbed me a bit, but they did not kill the spirit of being a mathematician because when Mr. Due came, he finished up what was in me because I loved it again and I continued. High school was good. Yeah, and
Any girlfriends during those days?
Yes, that's an interesting that one.
girlfriends, yeah.
Master, why are you laughing?
Shout would love. Shout would love. Yeah.
In your prime time.
And I remember myself as I grew up in a rural area whereby I had father and mother.
Were you drinking by then?
Drinking, guys, let me tell you something. Drinking, I started drinking from infants. So that one was just next to nature. But it was not intensified.
Master stuffing from infants.
From infants I was drinking because my mother was going at home. Then I drink it as a luxury, as a job,
As a beverage or
as a
something.
beverage, as whatever, just as a water, comfort, just that. So it was just something that I never learned anyway. I learned it right from home, from events. And it was not a serious issue. It became serious when I was working. When now I was sitting down for sure that I'm sitting for beer, but otherwise, all along we've been drinking.
It was just a traditional meal.
Yeah, it was not a serious issue.
Okay.
Okay.
Understand.
So
Culturally,
it was like a second nature.
Yeah, second, like drinking water.
Okay.
Yeah, without any, because so our parents were drinking, and they were not violent, and so
There was no harm.
There was no harm.
I understand mixing it with porridge as well, or something like that.
Yeah, in rural areas you mix it, if there's no radish, you can take that combo to make it milk.
All
Take
right.
pap and mix, and then you eat, and then a nice, after eating that pap with combo as your milk,
Yes.
then the effect there are nice.
Okay.
You are happy.
Yeah.
You're happy.
Yeah, no nothing, not knowing that you are drunk.
But now, did you get drunk?
With what? With the pap and combo.
Yes.
No, we feel nice. We did not say we're drunk because
We felt nice.
we were not
Oh, you didn't know
eating to
anything.
get drunk. We're
Okay.
eating as a relish, like milk. It was taken in moderation, so it made us nice.
No, I'm afraid because you're saying the mother was drinking, the father was drinking.
My mother was pouring beer.
You too.
Mm.
From the look of things,
Mm.
it ended up that the whole family is drunk now.
The mother, the father, the child.
So,
Yeah,
But
now we may think like that, but then, when I said my mother was drinking when she has brewed beer at home. Because she was brewing beer.
Just like a wine taster.
Oh.
Brewing beer for selling.
Okay.
So that was source of income, if you want to put it that way. When my father was no longer teaching. So I went to school. Oh, thank you very much for letting me tell you. I went to school. I used the money of beer for fees. In high school, that money came from the beer that my mother brewed and sold the beer.
To pay your
So
fees.
she to pay my fees. So she was not drinking like she was a drunkard. No, she would drink because she cooked it. She must
yeah,
taste
you
it.
must taste them.
Okay.
Not
understand.
that- and
So
it's not-
traditionally, like
Yeah.
people of the same ball and
Yes,
something like that.
she has a sampler like at subs. They do testing that the beer is going to make you nice and drunk. putting all those things. That's it.
Can I ask you a question before we go to your educational achievements? The beer hall. I forgot the name of the beer hall where you were enjoying yourself together with your friends, and you were too nice on that day, and you were excited, and something happened. Can you take us back?
Okay, yeah. That was at Okokova, in the big bar. The big bar had the 3 bars in one. It was 3 in 1. A bar there, Makumalo, what, and the other one. Yeah, you remember big bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, it had 3 bars. Makumalo and the other one and the other one. I don't even remember. I don't care about the names anyway. Now, yeah, you see, I was buying a 4-liter. Yeah. And then now, when I bought my 4-liter, then before I lifted it up, now I was just about to go there. People seated there, and now this young lady, whether she was young or old, but I don't remember because probably I was drunk. I was talking to this lady, and then a gentleman came and said, "Don't talk to my wife." I told him that no, there's no wife in the bar. I was very like,
You said what? No, I didn't.
wives are at home. Not in the bar. Yeah, that is an incident that indeed it took me by storm. So this man looked like he did not hear what I said properly, and like he did not care. And since he said, "This is my wife," then I had to leave him with his wife. I took my beer. Now, when I was taking my beer from down there, 4 liters, you may imagine, then this man was waiting for that chance, and he did give me a serious one in the mouth. A serious
A serious one.
A serious one. I saw stars. But I did not fall.
You did not fall.
No, I balanced with my
4 liters. You know, I was about to fall backwards.
but that 4 liters in front of me acted as a balance for me.
Joe.
And then this man, when he saw me not falling, because that one was supposed to, I thought I was a tough man and they disappeared.
Praise God. So what is the woman?
The woman was there.
Oh, she did not leave.
She didn't leave as such.
But were you interested?
In the woman.
Hey, or were you just talking?
I was just talking. I don't think I was interested because I loved my beer more than women. Talked the truth that day. But I think no, I was posted my beer. I don't know. I don't remember what transpired there. Now when he came back with my friends, now to look for this man, he was nowhere to be found. Yeah.
Oh, so you went for your friends?
Yeah, I went to my friends and told them I've been beaten. And because that was a serious beating, because my mouth just went poking like that at once.
And now tell me about that kind of an incident. Now, how do you report it when you get home?
Okay, there it was staying there with my brother and my aunt in Tumbane. I don't remember exactly whether they saw it or what. I don't remember. But I only remember when I went to work the following day because by then I was working at Hardin and Slide departmental stores. Yeah.
Actually, interesting for us to recognize which particular era it was or the age. Can you just highlight a little bit of maybe?
I was doing my advanced level.
Yes.
I was at school.
Oh, you're still a youth.
I was a youth.
And also maybe just highlight a little bit of maybe musical legends who were there by then, or sporting personalities who were there, so that we recognize that this was a setting that which groups you were favoring or attending their shows or sporting activities and so on, or even such kind of things. Just
it was the time of when Highland and Dynamos, when they were playing, there was war. It was after independence, remember, and there was Dynamos and Highlander football clubs, whereby Dynamos was associated with another part, and the Highlanders associated with another part,
Political parties.
a political party. So when those two teams were playing, that was really
It was a political sport.
political sports. That was that era where Highland was Highland high. It was on Incan. Whether they are beaten or not, Incan, it was a post. And the Highland Timbare would also be there. So it was that time of Matinda and Lofu. Yeah.
That
Kumalo and the like, yeah.
They said this one.
They said this one, you know, the
Moses Chung and they like, all right,
yes,
all right.
that era.
And this is Zambia, our family brothers.
Then came these young boys who had St. Thomas, Mayanzanese, Zita, and Tan Banda, which were the Islanders from Sogal Day at that time.
Okay.
Just to cut the long story short, you changed from the love of beer to the love of Christ. What happened?
Okay.
Became the men of cloth, from the men of what? Of the calabash to the men of cloth.
And that was a change, really. That was a change. Now it was, the change came about in this manner. Actually, because myself, if I can put it right, I was a very kind person to start with. So there was nothing bad with me, even though I was doing all these things, but I considered myself very humble and loving. And now, when I became what I am now in terms of loving Christ, it was because when I went to Solusi University, that's where things changed upside down. You know, the place was unique on its own. When I came to that place, Solusi, I found it was very peaceful. Actually, Solusi University is a Christian institution, whereby when I went to that institution, I was just being greeted everywhere I moved by the people in the campus. And I thought of the life that I was living outside, then I said, no, there's something wrong here. And people just greet you and say, hi, you're a pastor. And you feel, hey, what's this? So there things changed, but it was very swift. That was not a time, it was very swift. Because when I went to that institution, they were not drinking beer, no nothing. I loved my beer, no beer. So the first week, out, I went to drink. Weekend. Next week, I went out. Third week, out. The fourth week, out.
They couldn't identify that you've taken.
Okay. I was drinking on Friday and Saturday. Sunday, when I go back, I went back in a clear mind and clear body. I thought so. So I was drinking on those days. I never went back
so?
to the yes.
Okay.
I thought so because if I drank on Friday, Saturday, and I don't drink on Sunday when I'm going back to the institution, I thought I was clean.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Now,
oh,
the
sorry.
around came here.
Okay.
I made a mistake. You see, you don't know what. There was something else which I was taking, like ganja. I was a ganjarist.
Oh, so it's
Yeah.
not only alcohol.
No. So it's this time now when I was smoking. On this fourth week, I went back to the university, having taken ganja. That's when I nearly went mad. There is a verse in the book of Acts of the Apostles, Acts chapter 9, where Jesus was talking to Saul of Tarsus that are kicking against stones. That's when I realized that I'm kicking against stones by what I was doing, going out to drink, and when I took that ganja, but that was the last time anyway. I never went out again. And that next week, I was baptized. So it was very sudden. I can't even explain to you exactly. Because if I want to explain really what happened, it's going to take us a lot of time.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Gumpo. For me, I don't know about you gentlemen. I think Mr. Gumpo has achieved a lot academically as well. You hold a bachelor's degree?
Yeah, correct.
Am I correct to say you hold a diploma in teaching?
You are right.
Am I correct to say you hold an honors degree in the field of science?
Absolutely.
Am I correct to say you hold a master's degree in the field of science?
Exactly.
So, I don't know about you gentlemen, the man that we are talking to is not an average man. You know, he's a highly educated man, and because you and I usually converse and talk to him, we may take him as an ordinary man, but his achievements far surpasses of an ordinary man. Therefore, I felt because of such a sharp change that happened in his life, we must, you know, preserve his life. You know, we must store this in a file. We must have this saved so that in the future, some of the people, you know, can look up to him and say, if such a man can achieve into the pinnacle of life, we can also do it.
Yeah, actually, myself, I'm very, very impressed with the fact that besides having acquired a vast amount of experience in the University of Life itself, he is highly decorated also with all the academic acquisitions and accomplishments, so that our young generations would like so much to learn from the journey that he has traveled himself. And his life must be an inspiration to the young generations, to our children and the grandchildren. We must learn a lot from him.
Interestingly, Mr. Chi,
Yes.
he hardly talks about, you know, probably very educated, like we say, but he doesn't like to talk about his achievement of education.
The level of humbleness is one that touches me. He is just that humble and down to earth.
Simple.
Exactly. From lifestyle, I wish if all human beings ourselves would also conduct ourselves in such a manner, life would be a joy to live. In actual fact, there are many episodes that I think in our next, I'm not sure, Mr. Enka, in our next interview with him, we are going to explore, because his life is an endless journey that with many twists and interesting and intriguing twists and turns. And I think in our next chapter or next interview, we are going to explore, like for an example, that episode at that high school that he was teaching, what was the name by the way, Mr. Gumpo? Luvimbi, in that district called Binga. I understand that it is very exciting in that side, that part, that chapter of his life. That will be our next chapter in our next interview.
We'll certainly do so. But I think it's important for us to thank him for allowing us to talk to him, to have a conversation. But like we say, for me, like you've said, he's a humble man and with good qualities, a good father. I mean, you look at his children, well brought up, so he exemplifies a lot of good. So we celebrate you today. You are our hero. You are not ordinary. You are, to us, a model.
Myself, I feel honored to be offered such an opportunity to interview a person who has achieved so much, and now yes, got a model family and all that one can wish for insofar as bringing up a family and living a life which is free of all frustrations of the world, and being a man of cloth spiritually, and you understand, actually I'm out of ways to really express how this overwhelms me to be in the presence of this highly decorated man, as I said. Thank you so much, Mr. Gumpo.
Master, do you have anything?
Yeah, Mr. Gumpo, we are very much impressed about what you have told us as far as your life is concerned. I'd like to say to you, really you have done it in life. Because I know that transformation is very, very painful. You transformed from death avenue to this avenue up to where you are at the moment. So it means that you're a tough man, you know. You've undergone the transformation, but still you're strong. You're the son of God now, from Calabash. To become the son of God. It's very interesting. Thank you very much.
Which song can we play for you? Your favorite song, your favorite artist, so that we play it for you, so that you can drive.
Lucky Julie.
Maybe your closing words. What are your remarks?
Okay, guys, I'm also impressed about this kind of interview that you subjected me to, which I never thought about. And yeah, but the issue is this one, which sometimes, you know, I was talking to someone just today, I was very much scared. Saying, you see, in this life, for you not to be scared or to fear, you must fear. You see, you must fear, not to fear. Don't you say, I'm afraid. What am I afraid of? I'm afraid of this. Okay. You cannot be afraid of this if you are afraid of that. You must have a power which is higher than that one which you fear, so that you don't fear anything. No, I'll just,
So, Mr. Gumpo, what you are saying is that you must not fear fear. Is what you're saying.
yes,
Don't fear
yes,
fear.
If you are saying that way, don't fear fear. For you to fear is mostly you are afraid. But now, there is fear that you may fear which will make you not to fear fear. Okay, let me just
tongue twister.
Yeah, you are playing with words now.
Yeah,
That's
that's-
what's up.
I was saying I'll think to somebody. The only way
not to be afraid,
Is to fear.
concentrate on the good. Because the good is that you must know that there is a greater God who so loves you, who loves us all. That the rains are raining on the good and the evil. It does not choose. It does not say, "No, this one is good. This is my child." No, all of us are God's children. And is long suffering and is waiting for us all to come and just trust in Him. Then we won't be afraid of anything. It's like, you know, what makes us afraid now is what is death. But death is there, you know, you cannot take it away. But if you remember what God said about death and what, how to conquer death, you find that no, it's through Christ who died for us, that through Him we may live life eternal. So, what am I afraid of? God said, don't fear men who can kill you the body and not the spirit. But we are afraid of who can kill body, that is God Himself, who can wipe you away out of sight. So that is the only one whom you have to fear. Fear God. Then you won't fear anything.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was lovely.